What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to be doing the weekly recap of the stocked up trading floor. And as we've been saying for a long while now, another new week and some more new all-time highs. SPY actually made a new all-time high around $647 this week, which is pretty crazy, and the bull run continues. So let's get right into this week's recap, starting off with the high risk breakouts. I would say Monday was the slowest day of the week. There was some okay action with like IONQ, INTC, SOUN, and MP, but honestly, nothing too crazy. I would say it was more of like a slower, more mediocre day than anything else. As the week went on, the craziness definitely got a lot bigger, which was really nice. So we could see on the 12th, AAL, UAL, and Meta all had options that moved up by over 100%, with most of the opportunity being concentrated in AAL, as those call options popped up by over 347%. And of course, there were a handful of other plays that offered good opportunity as well as some plays that were more duds or just like, not that great of opportunities. But overall, pretty solid day on the 12th. Continuing on, we could see the craziness continued, as on the 13th, there was a lot of good action, with the leading trade being Chewy, as those options moved up by 475%, and even PSKY had options move up by 348%, and Coin and VRT both had options move up by over 100% as well. So certainly no complaints there. Again, handful of trades that had some decent opportunity, and then of course a handful of trades that were more duds than anything else, as always and as expected. Continuing on to the 14th. Again, we could see some pretty good opportunity. TTD, WULF, Netflix, Amazon all had options move up by, of course, over 100%, but almost all of them moved up by 200%. The TTD ones moved up by 294%, and lots of good action all around. Continuing on to Friday, I would say it slowed down a little bit in this sense. Some good moves, good action, just not as crazy as some of the days during the week. And then shifting to the pullbacks section, Monday, pretty slow day, nothing too crazy there. Continuing on to Tuesday, which was the 12th, Meta had some good action, PONY had some good action, and the other ones were okay, nothing too crazy. With pullback style setups, you're not going to see the moves be as big and as crazy as the breakout ones, because the biggest, best, strongest, craziest moves don't pull back. So because of that, they just, there's no pullback opportunities with them. But the trade-off is that the stocks that do pull back tend to be smoother and easier to trade compared to breakout style setups that are, ripping up by 400%. So they're both good. They both have their own trade-offs, and it's just worth keeping in mind. It was nice to see in the pullback section, CRM calls had a 100% move on Friday, and then UNH calls had a 40% move. Run was a dud, but 2 for 3, pretty good. And then shifting over into the theta trades for the week, all of them expired for max profit, nice and easy. If you haven't shorted put options yet, definitely look into it. Shorting put options, writing put options, cash secured puts, they're all the same thing. Basically, it allows you to get paid to buy stocks and companies that you'd be happy to own at prices that you'd be happy to own them at. It's a great strategy, and while it's not as exciting as potentially making 400% in a day with a option day trade, it's a lot more consistent and easier and less time consuming, and it's just something that should be added, or at least considered to be added, to your overall portfolio management strategy. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to Tom, Hunter, Mason, or myself in Discord, specifically SM Chat, and we'll make sure you're taken care of. But besides that, thank you all so much for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend.